Tulu, Ray, TJ. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Somebody asked me, what is that? Somebody asked me, what is that? I said, if you gotta ask, you don't know. What's that? Baby shit. No. Scuff and clean. Comet works good too. I'm probably going to go buy some Comet or some Ajax. I thought I had some more of that DX, but apparently I'm bought out. So I'm doing a little bit of scuff and clean on the passenger side. Man, it's gonna be a warm one today. When it starts getting like this, I move everything out here underneath the canopy. I got a Be Cool fan too, a water cooler. I went to check it yesterday and I forgot that the motor or the electric motor was messed up on it. So I got to order another motor. Because usually what I do is I set that Be Cool up, hook it to the water hose and turn it on. It's also called a swamp cooler, and let it blow, and it'll blow cool air across me. And I usually, when it's this time of year, I usually out here, right here underneath this canopy, probably 90% of the time. Probably, more than likely. Don't turn the lights on in the shop. Don't turn the air conditioner on. Just sit out here in some shorts and t-shirt. And just work right out here underneath this canopy. So, how's everybody doing today? It's called ink. It's called whatever you want to call it, I guess. I don't know. Let me go get my bucket. Hurry up, grab a bucket. Let me see. Let me live with you for a second. Let me see. Hey, if Tulu's on here, I thought about going live and then just leaving and going in the house and getting something to eat and just letting the live play with nothing but an empty bucket. Oh, Jay, stop. Just stop. Don't even start today. Don't even start with them today. Don't even start with them. I can't help it. If y'all need any skateboards, Skateboard Connection, out in Cali. That's where I get all my skate deck blanks, the paint and stuff like that. Check out Skateboard Connections. I need to order some more. But yeah, I think that is funny as hell, man. I thought I'd just tap in with right here, see what everybody's doing. I'm gonna go in the house and get something to eat. I'll be right back. No, I'm just messing with you. I ain't doing that. Oh my goodness. You better stop playing. Boy, I tell you what, Tulu. The post office called me this morning. The postmaster called me this morning. She said, hey, I ain't gonna say her name. She said, hey, I said, hey, what's up? She said, this was early this morning, like 7. This is why my 8 o'clock my 8 o'clock wake up call was a little late. She called me early. She called me early and said, hey, I said, what's up? She said, I don't know what you got up here, but do you mind coming up here and getting this stuff? The lady that does my route, the postmaster called me. I mean, I know everybody. I mean, hell, ain't but 800 people in my town. Pretty much know about everybody, or they know me. And I said, what you got going on? She said, you got about 4 or 5, you got 4 priority boxes up here that are heavy. I said, what? She said, heavy. I said, where are they from? She said, NorCal. She said, NorCali. And I said, what? She said, I said, is it NORCAL? She said, yes. I said, is it from JoJo? She said, yes. I said, does it say NorCal Red Hydraulic? She said, yes. I said, I'm on my way. I said, oh yeah, I bet that shit is heavy. I said, I'm on my way. So I went up there this morning and I got 4 of the 13 boxes. So that came in, and I don't understand. If they mailed them all at the same time, I don't understand why they didn't show. I don't know. They all going. I don't know. So I got 4 boxes of goodies for OG6. So I got the front cylinders, which are chrome, the back cylinders, the front springs, the cups, the Powerball valve or Powerballs, the switches, the solenoids, and the competition motors. So I'm still missing the rear springs. There better be some damn shirts in these boxes too. Rear springs, some stickers, the hoses, the pumps, the valves, the hard lines. I'm missing a lot. But like I said, I got 4 out of the 10 boxes. So hopefully, I told her at the post office this morning, I said, just call me or text me when that stuff comes in and I'll come get it so y'all don't have to. I mean, that was heavy. It was heavy. I didn't think the post office dealt with stuff like that. Hey, they put it in priority boxes. They took everything apart and put it in priority boxes, and they shipped it priority. And I asked the postmaster. I said, I thought, boy, I got to get my glasses. That sun off that white concrete was bright. I asked her. I said, I don't know why they shipped it postal, and she said because it was cheaper. If it fits in that box, it ships because there's not a weight, And I'm like, oh, okay. She said, I'm just glad you got the stuff and it wasn't damaged. I said, oh yeah. But I'm gonna do a video later on it tonight, or I'm gonna do a video later and I'll post it for members only. And then I'll let it ride for a little bit and then I'll show it to the masses. Also, I got a video coming out. I got a video that I'm working on, 2012 Chevrolet Cruze LTZ Turbo mass airflow sensor. Check engine light come on, P102 mass airflow sensor, which could be a lot of other stuff. So I got a video. I'm going to do a premiere on that. Maybe like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Ain't gonna be long. Show you how to check the mass airflow sensor, show you how to change it, show you what to look for, stuff like that. So I'm going to drop that. Hey, I want to tell everybody, what's up, everybody? SKD, Elko, TJ. I didn't miss anybody, did I? Ray? No. All right. So, I want to let y'all know, man, the 3 lives yesterday. My dad's got a Chevy Cruze. I told him to get rid of that car. Well, I got the LTZ Turbo, and I actually bought it for my oldest son when he turned 18. It was used, but I bought it, and I didn't like it that it was white, but nevertheless, when I seen pictures of the interior, that sold me. It's got leather interior. It was a special edition. According to the VIN number, it was a special edition. It's they call it tomato leather, but it's saddle brown is what it looks like. Brown and black leather interior. Man, when I seen that shit, boy, I'm on my way. But let me get back to it. But I wanted to say something. Man, I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. I looked last night on the analytics from the videos from yesterday. Was almost 20,000 views yesterday. Almost 20,000 views. You know, when you end a live, it shows you how many people's watched it, right? But then when it posts, it takes a few days for it to actually pop up on the other end. But if you have YouTube Studio, you can see the analytics of it. So the 3 videos and the 2 shorts yesterday, they all ended up to being almost 25,000 views yesterday, man. That is crazy. And I appreciate every single one of you. I couldn't do it without you. And so I'm picking up what you're laying down. I'm going to try to keep these videos like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And we're going to go from there. But I'm going to get back to it. And basically what I'm doing is the final sand. It's DX101. Which is sand and paste, right? Yeah, YouTube Studio is a must, TJ, yep. So this right here is final sand. If you don't buy this, that's okay. Get Comic without bleach, or get Ajax without bleach. So I either use Ajax or Comic. I know there's some other stuff, but I normally go to the dollar store and I get the Dollar General brand, and then I usually either get the Comic version in Dollar General or the dollar store, or I get Ajax. And basically what this stuff is, it's a paste, right? So what it is it's not soap. So basically it's a paste that has grit in it, almost like hand cleaner. But don't use hand cleaner, because hand cleaner is inconsistent. But it's got like grit in it, right? So this right here is like a sanding paste, and what this does is does like a final prep sand. So after you've sanded with 400, 500, this is solvent base. When I mean solvent base paint, and the book says, 4 or 5. If you're going to seal it, you can get away with about 400 or 500 grit. If you're not going to seal it, do it with 600. But I highly suggest you seal it. That makes it a uniform coat. So basically, I sand everything with 600, and I put it on my taco, and I use 600, right? And then I come back after that, and then I water sand it with this paste, and that's what I do. And then after it's all said and done, it's a little gritty. Then you wash it really, really good, then let it dry, and then you seal it. So you have to seal. I seal everything. So I'm going to seal this in G7. Today is Tuesday. I thought today was Wednesday. Thank God today's Tuesday, not Wednesday. So I'm going to try to get this thing done. Let it dry for a whole day out in the sun. Make sure there's no water or nothing like that, and miss nothing. Then I'm going to wash the booth out, get it in the booth, and then I'm going to prep this thing really, really good. I'm going to cover up my rotisserie just where the cylinder's at. I ain't really worried about the rest of it. Just cover up that where the cylinders is at. I don't care about the rest of it. Let it get paint on it. But I'm going to wash it off and make sure ain't no dust on it. And then a lot of people wrap theirs in aluminum foil. I'm not going to waste the money and wrap them in aluminum foil. If I get a little bit of trash in the paint, that's okay. It's going to get cut, buffed anyway. So like Metal Art Custom said, paint job's not done until it's cut and buffed. And I agree, and not everybody wants them cut and buffed. So it is what it is. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish. And I actually had a dent. And I don't know how I got a dent, but I got a dent, and I'm going to show you that. And then I fixed it, and then I shot it with some, I spot primed it with some epoxy. So I'm going to show you that right there. Some way, somehow, I had a dent right here. And you couldn't feel it, right? You couldn't feel it. But when I did the sight test, when I done the sight test down the side, you could see it. It was right there. It was a little dimple right there. And no matter how much clear you put on it and block it out, you will still see it. And being that it's black, it just need to be fixed. So what I did was, I'm not finished with it. So what I did was I blocked it out, and then I had to skim it just a little bit with some 3M Platinum Plus filler, and then I blocked it back out with 320, and then I feather edged it out, and then I spot primed it. I didn't care about what it looked like, because I'm going to feather edge it anyway, and then I'm going to seal it anyway. I'm going to seal it in G7, so it really ain't going to matter. And I had to spray primer anyway. I had to spray some spot primer, because right here at the bottom, I had to fix that spot right there at the bottom where I made those tabs. So I had to spray some spot primer there on both sides anyway. So I went ahead and done that anyway on that side. So nevertheless, we're going to get back to it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let go. When I was talking about a taco, This is my taco. And TJ got a bunch of these before. So these are little tacos, and I know this is not wet. I know this is not water paper, but it still works, right? So, and this with these tacos, you know, you just, and a wore out Scotch-Brite is the same, but see, when I'm doing it like there, I'm taking material off. I don't want to take material off no more because it's where I need it. So that's why I'm using Scuff and Clean. You can get Scuff and Clean too, but that's why I'm using the Scotch-Brite, and I'm using that DX water paste to get it on there. And some people's gonna probably say, oh, you gonna put finger tracks in it. Well, if you're worried about finger tracks, you can take your taco, put your taco over it, and you can use your taco to push on it. But I'm not putting pressure on it, I'm just washing it, basically with Scuff and Clean. So it really don't matter at this point because I'm not taking no material off, I'm just scratching it. And that's the whole thing anyway, we're just scratching. Making sure all the scratches are consistent. And a wore out Scotch-Brite is good, and some Scuff and Clean is good too. So, but hey, I used to have these shoes. Hold on a second. Amazon will send you 6 tacos, I believe, if you get them. I'll have to check that out because I'm down to 1, TJ. I'm down to 1. Damn, there was something I was gonna say. Oh, y'all know those shoes, those 5-finger shoes that you put them on and they 5 fingers on, they look like your toes is all in it. Man, I love them shoes, man. I'm gonna have to get me another pair of them. I would wear them son with guns every day, and I just pretty much wore them out. Oh, I'm getting soaking wet. I pretty much just, boy, you like that right there. Just roll her over. Roll her over, girl. Let me see the bottom. Let me see the bottom. Let me get towards that bottom. So I need to get me some, I gotta spray a little bit of spot primer right there. I had undercoating, not undercoating, gravel guard. So I sprayed, when I got through doing the bodywork, I sprayed 3M gravel guard. Duplicolor makes it too. I sprayed gravel guard on the bottom right here. And then I sprayed some more CRE 921 epoxy of it to give it that texture at the bottom. And there was something going on right there, and I don't know what it was. So I just sanded it all flat. And then when I seal it, when I seal the truck, I will spray this part right here with gravel guard. And what I'll do is I'll spray it at an angle, and I'll spray it down so it has a soft edge here, and it'll be gravel guard right there. And I'll do the same thing on that side. And then when I paint it, and then the truck's low to the ground, every bit of this at the bottom, you won't see it unless you like get down like this, but it'll have gravel guard or chip guard at the bottom. So what that does, since he's gonna drive this truck and drive the shit out of it, I'm gonna put that gravel guard or chip guard down at the bottom, and that's kind of like a protection. If rocks and stuff hit it, it will kind of just give it a little bit of absorption so it don't actually chip the paint. But I'm not gonna go no higher than that curve right there on that body line. So it'll be a little textured on the bottom. So I'm gonna do that too. I call them toe shoes. Yeah, toe shoes. I like them things, boy. I like them. I like them. I'm gonna have to get me another pair. Yeah, man, you walking around, man. Damn, I just throw studs in my eyes. So, but yeah. But anyways, I hope everybody's having a great day. Hey, Tulu, don't forget to send me that link where you got that neon at. And also, Tulu, I got another question for you, Tulu. Your necklace, right? Your necklace. It says Tulu TV. I need to know where you got that from too. So I told my oldest boy yesterday, when he gets to the point where he has to do like a final project, I told him I wanted him to machine me out of billet aluminum a charm, right? and I wanted it to be NGO, right? NGO. That's what I wanted it to be. A medallion, like you got yours that says Tulu TV. I showed him your thing in one of your videos. He's like, oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. He said epic. That's epic. And I said, yeah. So I told him that I needed, when he does his final project in college, and you know, you got to do like a flagship, you got to do a flagship assignment where you got to design your own stuff. I told him to make me a medallion that's about yay tall by yay wide that says NGO, right? And then go from there. And NGO would be the first initials of all three of my boys. So my boy, I helped him. He started another business, and it's his, but I just helped him get all the paperwork started. It's called NGO Designs, which is Nathan Grant and Owen Designs, LLC. So my oldest son has already got a business. So I told him I wanted a medallion that said NGO, which is Nathan Grant and Owen. And I'd wear it. I don't wear jewelry. I don't wear jewelry at all, right? Do not wear jewelry. But a subscriber sent me this, and this right here is the this is the Christopher Saint of Protector. A subscriber sent me this that says the Christopher Saint of Protection, right? So I don't wear no jewelry. Don't wear no class rings. Don't wear my Navy ring. Don't wear a wedding ring. Don't wear nothing. I don't wear any jewelry, none whatsoever. And the reason why is because you can't wear jewelry and do what I do. And two, I had a ring one time that grabbed a hold of my finger and about ripped my finger off. See, that finger messed up. So I don't wear any jewelry, but I thought this was cool that I would wear this because I really like it. And also I like Tulu's necklace that says Tulu TV. Now I could get one that says JG on it too, whatever. But the NGO is that I'd like to do that too. So yeah, let me know. Woo, boy, God Almighty, my feet just went numb, boys and girls. Just doing that right there. Come on now. All right, boys and girls, let's get after it. This is the block party. Somebody ring the bell. This is what everybody hates. This is what everybody don't want to do. I really enjoy this. I probably spend way too much time on this anyway, but gotta make it silky smooth. Slick like a beaver, not furry like a squirrel. Furry like a squirrel. If you like it furry like a squirrel, then that's okay too. Y'all want to hear a story about a guy that was in one of my classes? He liked little people. I don't even know what you can call him now. I don't want to say something wrong and get in trouble. So there was a guy in one of my classes. He liked little people, right? I don't know what you can call them. What's the correct word that you can call them? You can't call them with the word that ends in the M, starts in the M, knowing that's what they are. You know, if I was one, I mean, it wouldn't hurt my feelings to call me that way. But he liked what's the word? Water selling is the best for. I think it's a bit. Little people, vertically challenged, the Wizard of Oz people. Welcome to the Munchkin Land, the Lollipop Kids. Okay, little people. All right, so y'all know where I'm at with that, right? Little people. Well, this dude liked the little people, right? And he would talk he would talk that he liked he would say, man, I like little people. And I'm like, what are you talking about, little people? And he would go into detail, and I'm like, really? He said, yeah, I like little people. And I said, well, I mean, I like people too. I mean, I don't dislike them. He's like, no, I really like them. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm picking up what you're laying down. Y'all feeling me, right? So then he got to talking about, you know, why he liked them and all this stuff. And he used to date one and all this other stuff. And I'm not going to get in too deep of it because I don't want to get in trouble on here. But he's talking about, he likes little people and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah and all that. And the way he was describing why he liked these people or why like this type of person, which is fine, it's all good, it's all good. Please don't take this the wrong way. I am trying to explain to you how he was describing it, and the way he was describing it was kind of creepy, right? Kind of creepy, right? Kind of creepy, right? So the way he kept describing it, I said, man, oh man, oh man. He's like, what? I said, man, the way you describing this makes me think that you're almost similar to that word that starts with a P. And he's like, no, man, it ain't nothing like that. I said, yeah, man, you sounding like you a P. And we got to file our taxes on the 15th, right? So y'all picking up what I'm laying down, starts with a P, and you file your taxes on the 15th. He's like, no, man, I'm not that, man. I said, man, the way you describing that, you borderline, you better stop talking. Because I got a feeling I'm going to read about you in about 10 years. Doing stuff that you shouldn't have been doing. He's like, no, man, it ain't nothing like that. It ain't nothing like that. No, man. Well, this was in 2009. This is in 2000, TJ, this was in 2009. In 2017, guess what? I got an app on my phone that tells you about them people in your area. And guess what? He popped up. See? If Jay's gut got a feeling, Jay got a feeling. I'm telling you, boys and girls. I'm telling you. Yes, sir. If you listen to somebody long enough, they'll tell on themselves. So I was right. I had that gut feeling. So yes, sir. I called it. Yeah. Where are you from? I'm from North Carolina. Facts. That's weird to me. Yeah, Tulu. Again, nothing against little people. Nothing. I'm just giving you a scenario that this guy that was one of my students, the way he was describing why he liked little people was like borderline weird. And I got this gut feeling, this intuition that maybe this dude ain't what he says he is. Well, guess what? A few years later, he popped up on my app that I got on my phone, to keep track of stuff like that. And guess what? There he is. And guess what the charges were? Indecent liberties with a minor, tender age child, blah, 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 blah. Y'all picking up what I'm laying down? And I'm like, damn it, boy. I knew it. I felt it. There was enough red flags. Oh yeah, for sure. Dustin, if you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button. We are like 3,800. So we're less than like 200 from hitting 4,000. I'm in the peach capital of the state. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in Canada. I'm water sanding the side of this bed to get it ready for paint. Let me move this thing down a little bit because I don't want to be hollering like I'm hollering at you. I don't want you to have flashbacks that your daddy was hollering at you or your mama was chasing you with a fly swat. If your mama called you by your full name, you knew your ass was in trouble. Or your grandma, especially your granny. If your grandma called you by your full name, boy, you knew your ass was in trouble. Facts. All right, now that primer's dry enough. Oh yeah, yeah, TJ. Oh yeah. You'd feel something cold on your shoulder and look up and it'd be the floor. You'd got knocked down. Yeah. All right, so this primer, this epoxy, this CRE 321 epoxy is dry enough. So this is 600. And like I said, I'm blocking this out with this taco. And I don't have to put a lot of pressure. Y'all can't see shit that I'm doing nothing. Let's see. Let's set this right here. Let's do this right here. There we go. That better. So basically this spot right, this spot I had a little wobble or something in it. It's fine. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking this 600 with a little bit of soap and I'm just knocking the top off because I got a little bit of, I skimmed the dent with a razor blade with some filler, 3M Platinum Plus filler. I blocked it out and then I sprayed some CRE 321 epoxy over it. I've let that flash off. It's pretty hot out here, so it dried pretty quick. I used 70-degree reducer. It's like 85 degrees, so it flashed off pretty good. And then I took the heat gun and I heated it up just a little bit just to kick it a little faster. Everything's good to go now. It's good and dry. This is 600. Like I said, this is a taco, and I'm just knocking it down to make it slick. And then we're gonna sight test it to make sure that it's good. So I'm going around the edges, and I'm not putting guide coat on it because I kind of don't need guide coat on it, but I need to feather edges. I need to feather edge the edges. And what that means is I'm feathering the edges. So I'm feathering the edges so it has a nice transition. Nice transition from point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm feather edging these edges all the way around, and then we'll do a sight test. All right, so that's what we're doing. You don't have to put a hard block on it. You don't have to DA it. This taco will be fine. Just keep it lubed, you know, and go from there. Like I said, we're gonna feather edge the edges out, and then we'll go the other way. Make sure you keep it moist and wet. I was trying to find my squeegee. I don't know where it's at. I believe that dog a hunt, boys and girls. I believe that dog a hunt. I believe that dog a hunt. All right, so now we're gonna do a sight test. Now you gotta mind the bubbles now. Mind the bubbles. Mind the soap bubbles. Mind the soap bubbles. You see that? The spot was right there, okay? The spot was right there in the middle. It was probably the size of a 50-cent piece right there. There was a little, I don't know what it was. I don't know where it came from. It was just there. I don't know. Somebody could have bumped it. I could have bumped it. Hell, they ain't no telling. Hollywood could have laid his big fat donkey ass on it. I mean, they ain't no telling. But I noticed it when I was blocking it earlier this morning, before I, was getting ready to go live. Let me get some water. Because when I do the sponge, it bubbles up them bubbles. So let me just get some water. Yeah, see, there ain't nothing there no more. See that? I'll tell you something else you can do too. You can take one of these water bottles and you can pop a hole in the lid and use it as a squirt bottle to keep your stuff. But if you want to look, so you pour water on it, all right? You look down the side. See that? You can't even see where the primer's at. You see that? So that's why I was saying feather edge to edges. You can't even see where the primer's at. Now you can see it on this side because of the angle, right? But you can't even see where it's at. And this is just CRE 921 epoxy. And this is just, that's all I use is epoxy. I don't use no high build primer. I don't use anything else. I just use CRE epoxy. All right, look right there. Let me show you. Right there. Y'all can't see it. See that right there? There's something right there. It's either a bug, a piece of grit. There's something right there. You can, I don't know, y'all can't see it. Right there. Y'all can't see it, but I can see it. All right, let's see if we can get that out. Could be just a booger or something. It's right there. Y'all can't see it, but I can. It's got to go. And I know I got enough material on the bone that I can get that out. Now, some people say, oh, why didn't you just sand right there and get it out? Well, if I sanded right there in that spot, I'd make a ditch or a valley or a crease or a recess. You have to gradually go across the whole panel. Even though I'm trying to get this out, I go across the whole panel to get that out, right? Oh, yeah, it's gone now. It gone now. I'm good, Troy. What's up, Ron G? What's up, Ron G? See that? Yep, that's right, TJ. Y'all see that? No more dimple. No more dimple. That's a dirt dauber, y'all, if y'all didn't know. Dirt daubers eat spiders. Let me get some fresh water. Or let me take that back. Get some clean water, non-soap water. How about that? I think yes. Yeah, TJ. Yeah, dirt daubers eat spiders, man. They eat spiders. Yes, sir. They eat spiders. What y'all think? Y'all think that dog will hunt? So this kind of represents if it was wet with clear. So that right there represents that if it was wet with clear, that's what it would look like. And then you just sight it to make sure you ain't got no dents or no ripples. See what I'm saying? I think that's pretty good. I think that'll work. Y'all think that'll work? TJ, you think that'll work? Yeah, so when you see them dirt dauber nests, I don't have any in here. I just broke, well, I'll show you. Hold on a second. So when you see those dirt dauber nests, when you see like this right here, look. So when you see these, what happens is them dirt daubers, they pack them tubes, they lay their egg at the base, right? And then they pack spiders and then put little borders in there, right? They fill that whole tube up. They'll put their larva or put their baby egg, and then they'll close it off. And then they'll put spiders. They'll put cells like spiders wall, spider wall, spider wall, spider wall. And what happens is when that larvae comes out, it chews through the wall, and then it eats the spider, and then it eats the next spider, and it eats the next spider, and it eats the next spider. And then when it's done that, it just goes into a chrysalis, and then it pops out. It pops out, and there you go. It's another dirt dauber. And that's what them things are. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. So I don't mess with them until I see the holes are popped out. That means the little babies come out and I tear it down. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, spiders. Yeah, spiders. Spiders. Creepy crawlers, 8-legged, arachnophobic, spiders. Spiders. Yeah, they eat spiders. I don't bother them. I leave them alone. I leave them be. I leave them be. I let them eat. I leave them be. Now, I'll take this scuff and clean. And I'll knock down whatever I missed, because this is just like Comic or Ajax, non-bleach, and just go from there. That's pretty to know. So I've been on there 45 minutes. Got any questions? Anybody got any questions? About 5 more minutes. Probably bring this one to a close. We went a little bit over, usually 30 minutes. I forgot to set my timer. So I still got to do, boy, I tell you what, man, rotisserie is the way to go, man. Look at this. Now I got to do this bottom right here. I got to do the bottom on the other side, and we'll go from there. Like I said, yeah. Now this one on the bottom ain't as crucial. I mean, it's flat, don't get me wrong, but it's not as crucial because, like I said, on this bottom edge right here, I'm gonna spray chip guard. So it's okay to do what I'm doing right here. Like I said, this is 600. because every bit of this on the bottom will get chip guard. And if your Bodywork's not 100% on the bottom that you put chip guard, the chip guard will kind of hide it a little bit. But this will be perfect. Well, it'll be almost perfect. Nothing's perfect. It'll be pretty good where it's at. But like I say, on this bottom lip, I'm gonna spray chip guard or rock guard or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna put that on the bottom. So if you buy a new vehicle and you look down at the bottom of the bottom of the door and on the bottom of the rocker, you notice the paint's not 100% slick. It's got a little bit of texture to it. It's because it's got chip guard on it. It's got chip guard on it. What's up, Mossy? Rockers. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're saying. Rocker Stuts. ST. Rocker Tuts. I don't know what that is. I don't know. You're going to have to explain what that is. I don't know what that is. Is that some kind of slang for chip guard? I don't know. So we're at 48 minutes. I'm gonna end this at 60. So, or just here in the next little bit, because 60 minutes is a long time, and most people won't come back and watch it. So, if anybody got any questions or something, I'm gonna finish this up, and then my next live will be probably cleaning out the booth, getting this in the booth, getting this ready, so this thing can dry for 24 hours. So there's no water or nothing anywhere. I'll probably put a little box fan in there to keep the airflow going, to make sure everything's good and dry before I go in there and start spraying, because you definitely don't want. It's a brand of chip guard that's printable. Oh, it's a brand of chip guard that's paintable. Yeah, all of it's paintable. I've never heard of Rocker Stuts. I'll have to look that up. I usually use 3M or Sims. So I either use 3M or Sims chip guard. And it's actually in an aerosol can from Sims and 3M. So it's in a rattle can. A lot of stuff's in a rattle can these days. The technology of rattle cans has come a long way. Because you can get some stuff that's a 2K system that you pierce the bottom of the can and you got like 48 hours to spray the contents of it, and then you're good. It's gone. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it, TJ. Hit that subscribe button. We almost up to 4,000. We got less than 200, and when we hit 4,000 subscribers, and I greatly appreciate it. It's a 1968 C10 bed, and it's on a rotisserie. So I think the last little bit. What's up, man? What's up from Brazil? Brazil's a nice country. Nice, man. Got a lot of. Two-part needs to be orderly, freshly filled cans. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Well, actually, yes and no. You can now. Everything does have a shelf life, Mossy. I do agree with that. And you have to check the shelf life when you order and stuff like that. But a lot of like your 2K clears that are in rattle cans and your 2K paint systems, like single stage in a can, there's a lot more technology going on. I'm doing a lot of studying on that. So let's say this was a 2K clear system, and it has a purge. It has the activator on the bottom, And once you, let me put this down. So once you take and turn the bottom, you're piercing the two, and then you shake it. And what that's doing is that's mixing the activator and the clear together, and you got like 24 hours to spray it, and then you're done. After 24, you have a pot life of 24 hours. Some is less, some is more, but most of them is 24 hours from that. What is a good alternative besides PR? Do you want, Elko, do you want to spray it or do you want to roll it? Do you want a spray version or you want something that you can roll on with a paint chip brush? Which one you want? And what are we putting it on, Elko? What are we putting it on? What are we putting it on? We'll finish up the last 8 minutes on Elko's question, and then we'll end this at 60 minutes. So the last 8 minutes of this, we'll address Elko's question. So Elko's question is, what is our alternative to POR or POR 15? Can we see the car? This car? Yeah, hold on a second, I'll show you. Either want to do it white. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? The caddy? Are you doing your caddy? You want to see that car? Is that the car you're talking about, Adam? Oh, the El Camino. So you want to do, okay, let me get this right. So you want to do the El Camino chassis frame in white, correct? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're asking me? The one that you're working on. This one? It's just a bed. Okay, all right. All right, Elko. So Elko's question is, Elko has an El Camino, right? And he wants to do the frame or the chassis in white. So what I would do, Elko, what I would do is I would prep the chassis. I would clean the chassis the best I could clean it. If you're gonna clean it mechanically, you know, by yourself with wire brushes and wire wheels and stuff like that, I would clean all the rust off of it, all that. Now, if you're going to have the chassis blasted, media blasted, and have the frame completely stripped to bare bones, which is the best alternative, but a lot of people don't have access to that. So if you have to mechanically strip everything with a wire wheel, you know, stuff like that, if you're going to strip it, I would strip everything the best way I could strip it, right? Wash it with degreaser, oven cleaner, simple green, whatever. Get all the oils, get everything off of it, and then I would go to Harbor Freight and I'd buy me some safety glasses and a shield, and I'd buy a bunch of damn synthetic wire wheels or a wire cut brush to go on my DA, or not my DA, but my grinder, or I would buy something to go on. I would buy a cheap grinder from Harbor Freight, buy one of those cut wheels, or I would buy the wire wheels that go on drills, whatever you had to do, whatever you had to get. And I would buy some safety glasses and a face shield. Safety glasses is good, but those little wire wheels, those little wire brushes, they come apart, and man, I've seen them stick people in the faces. So get your safety glasses and a full face shield, and then just start stripping that summer gun. Once you got the chassis stripped to bare bones, go, and a lot of people's going to frown on this, but being a chassis, I've used this stuff before, and this shit is hard as nails. Hard as nails. Go to Tractor Supply or go to a tractor implement store, and I'd go to Tractor Supply, and I'd probably get, you could probably do it with 2 quarts, Elko. I'd get me 2 quarts of white tractor enamel, and then I would get me 2, I don't know how big the bottles are. I would get me 2 bottles of synthetic hardener. I would go to Harbor Freight and I would buy me two or three cheap $15, $20 paint guns. And I would get just a little bit of, I'd just get a little thing of reducer from Tractor Supply. I would come home. Since you're using tractor enamel, you don't have to, some of that tractor enamel, you don't even have to prime it. You can just put that stuff straight over the bare metal. So you have to look and see what, I know they make Majestic or Majestic. You'd have to read the instructions. Some of it don't require a primer. You can just go straight to bare bones. Make sure everything's good and clean. Wipe it down with acetone or wax or grease remover or some type of thinner with gloves. Get all the oils off of it. Take that stuff. I think it I'd have to double check it. I think it mixes like 8 to 1 to 2 or 8 to 2 to 1. You'd have to look. I'd have to look on the can, but if you can't find it, I'll find the information for you. I would mix up that white tractor enamel. I would strain it really, really, really good because it's dirty, it's trashy. I'd strain it really, really good. And I would put it in a cheap Harbor Freight paint gun, and I would paint that son of a gun with tractor enamel. But make sure you put synthetic hardener in it, because if you don't put synthetic hardener in it, it's gonna take it forever to dry. And make sure you have it in a place where you can leave it for a little bit. And when you get done, put you a couple fans on it, like a Walmart box fan or some kind of fan to keep the airflow over it, and let that stuff dry. And it'll take about 4 or 5 days at like 75, 80 degrees for it to finally cure out. And when that shit dries, Elko, that shit dries, it ain't going nowhere. Rust-Oleum is good too. You can use Rust-Oleum, but get some synthetic hardener. If you get Rust-Oleum like white enamel, make sure you get synthetic hardener and put synthetic hardener in it. And that shit will dry, and when it dries, buddy, that shit ain't coming off. That stuff, and just put light coats. Don't go in there and hammer it. Don't go in there and say, oh, I'm trying to get, don't hammer it. Go in there and put a very light tack coat on. Because this stuff, it takes it a while, you know, because it's got it's an oil-based enamel, so it takes it a while. So that's why you put the synthetic hardener in it to kick it up, right? Go in there and spray light coats, right? So what I would do first is I would go in there, I'd turn my fan down on my gun where it's almost like a pencil, and I would do all my hard-to-reach places first. I'd get me a cheap light or some kind of sunlight from Harbor Freight, and I would do all my pockets. I would do all my pockets first, do all my little cricks and crannies. I'd do every bit of that shit first, every bit of it. Probably two or three coats on all the little pockets before up in the canals, and I would do every bit of that first. And then I'd let that flash off. Then I'd come back and I'd adjust my fan a little bit as best you can with those cheap Harbor Freight guns. And then I would do the whole chassis. And then I'd turn the lights out. I'd take my sunlight or some type of light, and I would check it to make sure I didn't have any light spots, right? I would check any light spots. And go from there, and then I would go back, and then I'd do another coat, and I'd probably do 2-3 good coats on it. And then everywhere that you have a bolt hole, right? So if you have any kind of parts that are threaded onto the, like if you have anything on the chassis that bolts are threaded into, either take a bolt and screw it into that hole, or get you some earplugs. Go to Harbor Freight, buy you a bag of cheap earplugs. Just take the earplugs and stick them in the holes. Every hole that's threaded, stick an earplug in it. All right, just push it in it and hold it, or screw a bolt in it like an old bolt to keep everything out of the threads. By doing that, when you spray everything and you take the bolts back out, the threads will be clean. If you spray it with the threads exposed, you're going to have to get a tap and die set, and you're going to have to a chase tap and chase every thread on that thing, because you're going to build up material in those threads, and when you go to try to put a bolt in, it's not going to go in, and then you're going to gauge it and you're going to strip it out. So the problem with Rust-Oleum is nothing wants to stick to it, so you're committed to Rust-Oleum. Hammerite. I don't know who Hammerite is. The problem with Rust-Oleum, nothing else wants to stick to it. I've never had that problem, because it's an oil base. Anything that's oil based, you have to stay with oil base. So you can't put, like, I see where you're going with that. If you put Rust-Oleum down, which is an oil-based enamel, and then you try to put urethane paint over top of it, yeah, it's not going to stick. It's going to crawl off, because it's two different types of chemicals. So they're not going to mesh together. So yeah, it will crawl off. But you can put Rust-Oleum back on Rust-Oleum, and you can put tractor paint back on tractor paint. But you can't mix the two. Now, if something was sprayed in Rust-Oleum, and just like lacquer paint, you can't put urethane or polyester or anything like that over top of that, because it won't stick. So you'd have to sand it, and then you'd have to use like a 2K epoxy or a water-based epoxy to put over that, to put a barrier, and then you're building everything off of that. So these guys out here that are painting their trucks and cars and stuff with Rust-Oleum or tractor enamel, there's nothing wrong with it. You just have to be mindful of it. If you're ever going to go back and revisit it, you're going to have to stay with the same kind of product, because you can't mix. It's like oil and vinegar. It's like oil and water. It don't match, right? It messes up. Years ago, I had a friend that had a 94 Toyota pickup truck and painted it like Ford blue, like a dark blue tractor paint. He sprayed the whole thing in like 4 or 5 coats in his driveway underneath the canopy, right? And he painted it with that Ford blue, and then he put synthetic hardener in it. He let it dry in about 2 or 3 weeks, plus or minus. I don't know the exact time, but he waited some time after that. He went back and water sanded. He started with like 1,500 on that tractor paint, and went like 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, and polished it. I'm telling you right now, that thing was slick as slick, boy. How do I feel about airplane stripper? It's no good no more. It's no good. It's no good. 87 was using some stuff the other day. It said citrus paint stripper, and I've never seen that before, because paint stripper, the United States made them take that. I can't remember the name of the chemical. They took something out of it that doesn't work really good, right? But I will tell you this: Tamco, T-A-M-C-O, Tamco paint in Virginia, Fairfax, Virginia. They have a paint stripper that's in little cans, little quart cans. All right, it's actually imported from Italy. So it is bought in Italy and then imported into Virginia, and then they relabel it and then they sell it. It comes in a little can. Now, I've tried that. I tried that on some 69 Pontiac Grand Prix, 68 Grand Prix original quarters. Guys cut the quarters, skins, and sent them to me. I had to take those skins and put on a new car. And they had the original paint on it. I did a video on it a long time ago on this channel. It's about 2 or 3 years ago. That that paint stripper took everything off. Body filler, Bondo, whatever you want to call it, took every bit of that off. The only thing that it did not take off was the red oxidized primer from the factory. That's the only thing it didn't take off. Everything else, it took it off. I had to DA the rest of it with 80 grit. So you might want to check that out. You might want to check that out and call Tampco and just tell them I told you to call and try some of their, it's expensive. It's expensive. It's expensive. Appreciate that, Carolina Big. U.S. Paint, 2-part primer, high build. Well, that's cool. Yeah, U.S. Paint, I've never used their stuff, but I know a lot of people do. I use all PPG stuff, man, for right now. If they keep going on the prices, I'm going to have to venture out to something else. I mean, only thing I use is I strip it to bare bones. I use CRE 321 corrosion resistant epoxy. 321 is gray, 921 is black, X21 is white. CRE 321 2K corrosion resistant epoxy is Vibrance 2050's Daddy. CRE 321 has been around longer than the rest of it. CRE 321 is their commercial coatings. It was on their commercial coating size for skid steers, bulldozers, equipment, stuff like that. It builds like 15 to 18 mils per coat. I've been using it before it was available to the public. When it was still in the prototype stuff, I got a bunch of it sent to me to use. I've used that stuff from day one. I've never had no issues with it whatsoever. That's what's on everything that I got is CRE 321 epoxy. It mixes 2 to 1.5 as high build, 2 to 1 to 1 as a primer surfacer, and you can use it for 2 to 1 to 1.5 for a sealer. But their piece sheet is not updated, and they're working on it. If you're going to use CRE 321 or 921 or X21, which is white, if you're going to use it as a sealer, you need to put single stage over it. Do not put base coat over it unless you do it wet on wet. So if I was to spray something in CRE 321 epoxy, CRE 321 epoxy has a 7-day window that you can get back on it without sanding it. I have never done that. About 72 hours is about as far as I've went with it without resanding it, but I sand everything back over. So if you're going to use CRE 321, 921, or X21 as a sealer, I would highly recommend using a hardener in your base to put on there if you let it go completely dry. Like this is completely dry. I would not spray base over this without putting some kind of hardener in it. But I seal everything I do. Everything I seal either G1 to G7. And I use a DOS sealer, which is G1 is, the code is from G1 to G7. G7 is completely dark, like dark gray. That's what I'll put on this. I do not use CRE 321 as a sealer unless I'm going single stage. Now, if I was painting this bed single stage, I would still seal it and then I'd go single stage. But if I was doing wet on wet, wet on wet means I spray it, I let it flash 15, 20 minutes, and then I get right back on it. Then I would go with a base coat. If I was going to let it completely dry, and I was going to go single stage or go base coat, I would put like a DX hardener into my base coat. I would use whatever hardener that the clear that I was using in my base coat. So basically, you're turning your base coat into a hardener. Basically, you're turning your base coat into a single stage. So I just seal everything and I'm done with it, and then I can base it. So when I seal this truck, when I seal this bed with DOS sealer, then I have 72 hours to get back on it. DOS sealer has 72 hours I can get back on it. So I could seal this thing today, and then in 72 hours I could get back on it and spray the base on it and not even sand it. Have I ever pushed it that far? No, I usually wait 24 hours. So if I spray sealer on this thing, I wait 24 hours, I go back in there, I nib out whatever trash is in it, and everybody's gonna get trash, lint, whatever, it's the name of the game. Nothing's flawless. The shit that you watch on TV and YouTube, they edit all that shit out. There's nothing flawless. I don't care if you got $1 million paint booth or you do that shit in your driveway. You got trash in it, I'm sorry. And you can tell them that I said it. Everything has trash in it. Some has more, some has less. Nothing is flawless. Nothing is flawless. You have 2 hours and 7 days. It's a hustle, so it doesn't dry in the pot. You have 2 hours or 7 days. It's a hustle, so you don't dry in the pot. Oh no, CRE don't have that long a pot life. It don't have that long a pot life. Just look it up. CRE 321 epoxy. I've been on there for 70 minutes. It's a marine. It's 500 gallons, 20 years. Well, CRE 321 is about that same price. But again, Mossy, I've never used that stuff. Now I got a buddy that lives in Key West, Florida, that used to live at Swan Point Marina. He builds boats and yachts and all that stuff, and he knows all about that stuff and the polymer and resins and all that. I know a little bit about it, but nothing like that. I mean, he builds million dollar yachts and boats and stuff like that. Yeah, Elko, you got my number, Elko. If you got any more questions, man, just hit me a text message. Boys and girls, I'm going to get off here. I've been on here 72 minutes. I get long-winded. I'm like a billy goat, man. I can talk the ears off a billy goat. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to get back to it. Remember what I said, boys and girls? Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first. Loosen and drag. Peace, and chicken grease. I'm out. Let go.